Alright, what's good everyone? So about a while back, probably like back in December, I did a video of me putting this board right here together, and I figured that now is kind of like the best time to kind of do like a review on it, knowing that I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I was going to do a review on this board at some point, but I feel like, you know, I've skated enough to kind of like get a good idea of what this board is like, and we're basically going to talk about if it's a good board or not. And the reason why I kind of wanted to do this was because I feel like this company in particular, everyone knows it pretty well, but I don't see too many people skating. For those of you guys that don't know what board I'm talking about, this brand is called Globe Skateboards. Globe, good stock, whatever you want to call it, but Globe is the name of the company of these boards. And I figured I would do a review on it since I haven't, you know, this is a company that I've never skated before, and I kind of wanted to give you guys my 2 cents on it. Without any further ado, let's get right into the review. I figured that I would start to kind of review this deck now that I'm kind of done skating it. I know this still kind of looks like it's in good condition, but I'm going to tell you guys exactly why I'm not skating this anymore, and we'll get right into it. So I've had this board for roughly about 3 months, almost 4 months. I set this thing up back in like December. It's now March, and yeah, we're just going to talk about kind of the things that I liked about it, the things that I really did not so like about it. But I might as well start off with the things that I don't like about it since I'm not skating it anymore, and that is number one, the most obvious, probably not on camera, but for me, like at least when I'm skating it or the second you step on this board, but these boards are way too darn steep. The concave is full, the kicks are a little steep, and the reason why that's kind of a downside for me is because I like mellower boards because I have a quicker pop and a quicker reaction time and that quicker snap. It's also a little less harsh on your feet with the flatter board. With the full concave board, if you guys can see, like you can see like the sides kind of like curve upwards a little bit. That is what we call concave, and this one is a full concave board or a steep concave board, and it's kind of painful on the feet as you keep skating, and especially adjusting your feet for flip tricks or just adjusting your feet in general, especially at the skate park that I skate at with really rough ground. This does not serve justice to like my feet at all, and it kind of hurts to skate this sometimes. So it being steep was kind of a main turn off for me. It was good in the beginning, just kind of like getting used to it, but like as I kept skating it, I kind of got tired of it, and it just wasn't really my cup of tea anymore, and so that's kind of the reason why I stopped skating this board. The second thing that I didn't like about this board is just simply how hard it is. Like, this is made with like the resin 7 technology, something that's like, it's the same glue that Dwindle boards use, except Globe is not made by Dwindle. Globe is its own thing, I believe, but it is made with what is called resin 7 glue, and the deck, while it feels really nice and sturdy, it feels way too stiff, which again, it kind of fatigues your legs out because it's not really absorbing a lot of the energy that a normal typical skateboard would. That's a little bit softer, if that makes sense. So while it is more durable for it being a lot more stiffer with a stronger glue, it is a lot more, your legs take a lot more of the energy absorption and the vibration because of how stiff the board is, and it just kind of hurts to skate for me. Not hurts, but like you just get fatigued very easily, and it just doesn't really feel like a typical skateboard for me, if that makes sense. But they are definitely snappy. This one still definitely has a lot of like pop left to it, but like it's just way too stiff for me. It's way too steep for me to skate, and it just requires a lot of energy for me to like hit my tail or my nose on the ground. But that's kind of like the main reason why, at least two of the main reasons so far to why I stopped skating this board. Now the third reason why I kind of stopped skating this board was because of the size. I know when I set this board up, I was looking forward to skating this size because it was a little bit wider than an 8-inch board. But I think 8 is now my maximum. Like, I think 8 inches wide is the maximum width of a board that I can skate. As you know, I don't know why, it just feels a lot comfortable for me, and it just feels right, and it just feels like how skating has always felt for me, especially since I was like younger. But with the wider board, it kind of makes it more difficult to like flip your board a little bit. It does offer a little more room to land on, but I don't really skate off of stairs or anything like that, or skate anything big. I mainly just skate flat ground, rails, ledges, and just small stuff. But it was a little too wide, it was a little too heavy. I don't skate every day, and so I don't have the leg power to kind of like be able to pull it off or skate the way that I normally want to skate on an 8.2 deck. But besides the width, what also kind of threw me off was how long the board was. For an 8.25 inch board, this is 32 inches long, which is really not the ideal length for an 8.25 board. Usually 32-inch long boards are like an 8.5 or above. Anything below that is usually like 31.7. I know these numbers are like super like not so far apart, but it does make a difference when you're skating. I noticed that whenever I do kickflips, instead of having my foot right underneath the bolts, I would have to scoot it a little bit further, which kind of threw me off, and it kind of made my flip tricks rocket a little bit, especially for kickflips. But the length is also what really threw me off the most, which is why I stopped skating this board. So with all the negative stuff out of the way, I'm going to tell you guys some of the things that I really loved about the board. So with the wood being a lot stiffer and using that resin 7 glue that they use to bind all the wood plies together, the good thing about this board is that they are very, very snappy. They're very snappy, they don't feel soggy or anything like that. Usually when a board about this old, which is like 3 months, typically will start to feel a little soft. This one was not the case. This definitely still feels like it has a lot of snap left to it, which is why I'm probably just gonna give this away to somebody at the skate park who needs a better board if their board is like thrashed or whatever. But the good thing about these boards is that they are very, very durable and sturdy, and they feel very snappy. And if you're someone who likes that, this might be the board for you. So that's definitely one of the upsides about this. The second good thing about these is the price. These retail for about $45 on their online website, which is a pretty decent price knowing how expensive skateboards are becoming. The average board nowadays is like $64.95 or above. I feel like we're kind of reaching to like the $70 point now, which is kind of really ridiculous. Like, it's not kind of, it's super ridiculous, but you can get these for a very good price of like $45. And if you are someone who is not bothered by like the steep concave and the steep kicks, these boards will probably do the job for you, and they will be, it's kind of like a good budget skateboard. They're very durable and they're very snappy. So yeah, for $45, it's really not bad. Luckily I got this for free. My friend hooked me up with it. Shout out to my buddy Ben. So that was really cool of him to do that. But yeah, these retail for about $45. Regardless of what graphic it is. I think if you get like, I think they have like a couple of boards that are like made of carbon fiber. Those are gonna cost you a little more, but just for the regular wood or the regular boards, they should be $45 on their Globe website. So that's another upside to this. I think another upside to this board, and this is kind of like a personal opinion for me, and most people may not like this, but I kind of love the shape of the tail and the nose. If this board was not a full concave and it was a little less steep, I would have definitely still been skating this board for sure, like 100%. I like how the nose is like a squarish, round, shovel type shape kind of nose, and the tail is just like before this is, became razor tailed. It's a lot more rounded rather than taper tip or like taper like pointier shape, which I can still skate those types of boards, but I just feel like these look a little bit better. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really had to say or talk about with these boards. Overall, my rating with these boards are like an 8 out of 10. If it just wasn't so steep and full concave, I would have definitely still kept skating this. But overall, I don't really have too much to like really say or criticize about these boards. They're just like your typical skateboards, except they're a little steeper, little harder, and yeah, I mean, I can't really complain too much. It's just really not the shape for me in terms of like the steepness. But I'm definitely gonna give this away to somebody at the skate park who definitely needs this. But that's pretty much my 2 cents on these Globe good stock boards. So there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed that little short review. It's been a while since I've done one of these types of videos, so I figured I'd kind of do one for you guys. And it's, especially since Globe is a brand that I've never really skated before until now, I figured it was the perfect time to kind of do a review video again. But Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you guys dug it. If you guys do want to see more from me, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell. That way you guys are notified every time I upload a new video. I do videos here all the time, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Go out there and skate if you can. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, y'all. Peace.